Hi Manifestors, Meera Allen with your Manifesting Destiny Moon Update. We are coming to a full moon in Scorpio. Sun has just moved into Taurus, so happy birthday for Taurus season. And let's get into these times. Okay, so LA, this full moon is April 23rd at 4:48 in the afternoon. New York is 23rd of April at 7:48 in the evening. London is 24th of April at 48 minutes past midnight. And Sydney and Brisbane, Australia is 24th of April at 9:48 in the morning. This full moon in Scorpio, it's carrying the word intensity with it. It's also deeply about your shadow work. You know, Scorpio is, I always say this in every Scorpio video, whether it's a new moon or a full moon in Scorpio when it's Scorpio season, it really is about our deepest subconscious, our deepest waters. It's the dark side of ourselves, the shadow side of ourselves, secrecy, sexuality, massive transformation. These are just the parts that Scorpio carry. But the intensity, like just preparing for this video alone, I had this crazy energy of this conflict between my Taurus self and my Scorpio self. So Sun in Taurus, Moon is in the opposing sign Scorpio. Taurus being earthy, grounded. I actually had to eat food before the video. I had to do my hair. I had to wear an earthy color to get myself into that earthy, grounded, practical ability to do this video. Then there's the Scorpio part of me that was just it was intense. I just had this intensity running through me. I couldn't get it together. I just kept sort of reeling in my internal waters really deeply. And I had to literally light my candle, light some incense, take a moment, eat some food, ground down, and then present this video to you. So if this is an example of the energy and the intensity that we're carrying around this full moon, wherever you are in the world, please, I always do these videos when I feel like it's the right timing. I was thinking to do it tomorrow morning, but I knew I had to do it today. And I just had to get into this energy. And this is the energy that it's carrying. It's about deep truth. It's about allowing those shadow things to come up and then actually taking action in a grounded, right way so that those subconscious fears or those intensities or anxiety or anything that's blocking us can actually clear away and move away from our minds and our inner waters and our subconscious self. Not always the easiest thing to do. I am going to read, I picked up the card from Yasmin Boland's deck, that the full moon in Scorpio. Have a look at this card. So it does say, it's time to release negativity. So have a look at this. You know, the scorpion with its sting and its tail, I mean, it's us that sting ourselves in our own mental mayhem, in our own constructs of our mind. But this is a really potent time for transformation. And like I've been saying in the last few videos, it's where truth is now coming to the light, where the shadow is now being revealed, where our own personal generational traumas and things are all being able to be healed and cleared. Now is the actual time. I'm going to read this for you. It says, it's time to release negativity, full moon in Scorpio. If you've been feeling paranoid or acting weird, take this card as a very direct message from the cosmos to stop it. Worrying yourself is pointless. It's time to release any negativity around yourself, a situation that you're asking about, or if someone has been unkind to you, perhaps it's time for you to release them also. This card heralds an emotionally intense time. Both the full moon and Scorpio and both themselves are extremely intense. It's time for you to feel all of the feelings. There could be some nastiness in the air if this card has been pulled. If that's the case, take it as a sign to move away from anyone or anything that you feel is toxic. For some, this card is totally a different meaning. Your sex life can improve right now if you make an effort. Use your magic right now. You have all that you need within you to bring about your desired result. So the other thing that it says here is, attune to the moon. It's better to be out than in. So let it emote, let it express, let it write down, let your inner fears, worries, desires, write it all out, speak it out, get it out of you, dance it out. It's time to move from living fearfully to living joyfully. You are right to have any suspicions around you. Trust your intuition. Grudges are toxic. Let something go. It is also the end or completion of an argument. The teachings are the full moon in Scorpio has a sting in its tail, like I mentioned before. It can herald a vindictive end to a relationship, or it could also be a time where we want to be good or where we want to be naughty. If you pull this card, no matter when your dark side or your shadow self may be showing itself, the full moon in Scorpio is also a time of magic. If you were thinking of making some magic, this is your sign to do it. I spent yesterday the whole day in the studio making some fun music. So what can you do with the time to release negativity, to release and transform yourself, to move away from either toxic behaviors, toxic things, toxic thinking, addictions, sort of those sorts of behaviors, those behaviors that go in those deep waters? Where is that time for change within you around this time of this full moon? I did bring another deck, the Healing Waters, out because I really felt like Scorpio, the waters, and here in Australia where I am, we've had an immense amount of rain. Immense amount of rain. It's amazing. I'm actually seeing blue skies right now. But I really wanted to get into that healing waters and just for the collective. How do we make this transition? How do we let the light bring that darkness, that fear, and that gripping to be released? So I'm just going to sit for a moment and just feel for the collective consciousness. What is it? Where can we bring that light and that healing to our inner waters, our intuition, our meditation practice, our prayer? The ancient wisdom says, the water codes, the intelligence is within you. I'll show you this card. It's a very subconscious, it's a very dreamy, it's a beautiful card in terms of knowing that it is all within us. Let's look up what this has to say. So ancient wisdom. This is from, I'll just hold up the Healing Waters. It's from this deck, the Healing Waters, Rebecca Campbell. Again, I'm not paid by her or anything like that. I just really resonate deeply with her and with the cards. Let's have a look. So water codes 142. Here we go. Water has long been associated with wisdom. The Celtic legend says the goddess Cerridwen had a magic cauldron in which she brewed herbs, that anyone who drank from these waters would acquire great wisdom. Bridget is another Celtic goddess associated with water, particularly water wells, many of which were named in her honour. Even today, with a huge shrine to her at Glastonbury's White Springs, it was once believed that the future king of the land had to drink Bridget's well waters to be initiated into his rule. Masaru Emoto, a Japanese scientist, proposed that water molecules can carry our thoughts, our words, and our emotions. This theory has the potential to change so much for humanity. Some believe that through connecting with water consciousness, we can unlock lost wisdom. What if we could remember the lost wisdom of our ancient ancestors? Learn from their mistakes. Reconnect to those wise ones who lived in the deep reverence of the waters and the earth. What if through working with water, we could bring about healing on this water planet? And Scorpio, water sign. You're an ancestor of times yet to come, called to reconnect with the wisdom of nature and the waters and be guided accordingly. You're a visionary of these times. Connect to the intelligence of the waters and lead. The Healing Waters activation says, I'm ready to unlock the lost wisdom within the waters of the world. I'm ready to unlock the lost wisdom within the waters of myself, our blood, our waters. I'm ready to remember and to be led. So, this is beautiful. When we think about water, I recently did a talk about how parallel our nature of our bodies are to the actual earth. And, here we are with the sun in Taurus, the earth sign, and the moon in Scorpio, a water sign. Earth and water. What are we made of? We're earth and water. What is the planet made of? 70% liquid water, oceans, and about 20, almost 30% earth, so earth and water. we can mix these things together, and from it we can grow plants, we can grow life, we can get the abundance of land. You think about Sun in Taurus, that's also about agriculture and land and earth, and how we harvest things and how we grow things, and how we also cultivate ourselves, and how we grow earth in the earthly realm. But we need those showers of water from the heavenly realm so that we can have that growth and nourishment and that flow. It's that symbiotic relationship where one nourishes the other. You can't, grow one without the other. So if you think about within yourself, what are the earthy things that need to be nourished, that need to be watered, that need to be tended to, that need to be looked after, that need to be weeded out? So have a look at yourself. Where in your own body can you weed out those toxins? And then can you water it with that nourishment? And remember, water as well. Like, although it's a full moon in Scorpio, water, it's funny because water represents in the word Latin word current, our currency, our monies, our flow, our abundance. So the bull is also the sign of Wall Street, the Taurian, the bull, the money, the pulling and guiding and being determined and goal driven and money orientated and earthly, to have things that you can enjoy the luxuries of life, enjoy the harvest and the foods and the fruit. So being aware of where your foods and your fruits and where you eat and where you nourish comes from, but also aware of how do you flow in your waters, not just your emotional waters, but your financial current, your currencies, your flow. And there's a lot of talk about getting rid of our actual money, our actual currency around many countries in the world right now. And, it's us as sovereign people that we deserve to have that exchange of energy, that current, that flow between one another. But if the governments lose out on that, they lose out on that. And that's where these big sovereign conversations are happening right now in the world. So have a look at yourself, and where in yourself can you bring that balance between your earthy, deep bull Taurian self, and where can you bring that deeper water, that nourishment from a subconscious self in your meditation and prayer, from also the way you nourish yourself with the liquids that you put into your body, and also with the currency and the flow of how you give and receive and have that flow of life with your monies. So think about these things at the moment in this full moon. There's a lot going on. There's a huge intensity, but it is time to remove the fear and move towards what that light is, what that flow is for you. And it might be a massive transformation. This is a time of huge transformation. During this eclipse seasons and during this time in the world that we're living in, it does feel like it's speeding up, because it is. And consciousness is speeding up, and more of us are waking up and going, hey, wait, what am I doing? I'm part of nature. I'm an earthling. What am I doing on this planet Earth? What is it that I need to be that sovereign, flowing, healthy, abundant self? We are asking ourselves these questions now, and now's the time to use that intensity to get the clarity to move you forward. I hope that you've taken a lot out of this video. Trust in bringing the light to all those fears, whether they're conscious or subconscious, and I'll catch you on the next video. Happy full moon in Scorpio, and happy birthday Taurus season. Namaste. Hey, subscribe if you want to subscribe, and ring that little bell thing, because I only do videos every now and then.